Credit Union, your St. Louis
Hockey Fan Report! Hey, everybody, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is the Fan Report. Welcome to the pregame show. How are you all doing tonight? So we have had a lot of stuff go on in the last couple of days. We'll try and talk about it. The biggest news that we have is that on Friday, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do a show Friday night, Saturday. Mikkola and Kurg were both placed on COVID protocols. Yes, that is absolutely right. Well, let me bring in Ashley Slapshot Jones. Hey, Ashley, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, I am good. Got the studio set up a little bit better. I couldn't come on yesterday because we were moving things around and I had it torn down. So that's why I didn't come on yesterday with all the stuff. And then my website went down. My website's down hard. So that's why my writing didn't get out. You seen I had a pretty good article going.
Yeah,
too.
It was going pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah. So basically what I was talking about in the article, and we'll talk a little bit about today, is the Blues' depth is being challenged. The funny thing is, last season, it was the thing that let the Blues down the most, where this season, it's the thing that's lifting the Blues up the most.
Yeah, we have a lot of young players that just, they're ready. Last year, we didn't get cost until the very end. We didn't utilize Mikkola. We didn't have Neighbors.
Well, we had Neighbors. We didn't use Neighbors.
Yeah, we hadn't had him yet. So,
and then we sparingly used Joshua.
Yeah. So this year, we've been a lot smarter with it, and they've developed, and we're using them, giving them more experience. So that makes them better, for the depth.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not only that. You look at the overall, there's something that's really interesting. Only four players are in negative, in plus minus. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
One of them's Joshua, who was sent back down, who scored a goal today in the Thunderbirds 5-2 loss, or 5-3 loss. Pardon me.
Yeah, he got a couple of assists, I think, the other day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be joined by Leah. It looks like. Can you say hi?
No. Oh, hey, Leah. Hi. Let's go Blues.
Can you say "Let's go Blues"? Let's go Blues. She's just confused. Oh, she said it.
Yeah, she said it. I heard her. I was like, oh, wow, cool. I got a little "Let's Go Blues" out of her. No, so and then we have Marianne Holmes, who I don't know if she's here yet or not. She is the questionator.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
her nickname now, the questionator. Yeah. And we say that lovingly, Marianne. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, we love you. Ask some really good questions.
Yeah, it gets us thinking. Gives us topics. Gets us thinking and gives us topics.
Topics, yeah. So she brought up the Rannta. Oh man, I'm just having trouble.
I think it's Rannta.
Antti Rannta hit. He's the goalie for Carolina. I think it's Carolina. Yeah. He came way out of the net and he got boiled over. Just ran over. He's the backup goalie. What had happened is Carolina was playing Florida. Now, Florida at that point was 8-0-1. Carolina was 9-0-0. Mm-hmm. They play together, and Florida just floored it. Right? Yeah. Coach Q may not be there, but that's a Coach Q team.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to take a while for the effects of him not being there to show up.
I don't think they are. I think that team is set right now. I think they're interim coach, if he's smart, he doesn't change a thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just keeps with. I mean, you keep your foot on the gas when you're going that well, right? When you're hitting your marks and you're if you're driving on a racetrack and you're hitting your marks and you're making great lap times, if they change the crew chief in the middle of the race, do you stop doing what you were doing? No, you come in and you don't make any changes. Right? And you go out there and you keep hitting your marks. And I think that's what they were doing. So in this game, I think it was in the late second, early third, there was a breakaway play with a loose puck that went into Carolina zone And I would show the play, but I just don't want to deal with the
headache.
the hits right now. I don't want to deal with the NHL right now, right? So Rannta comes about 3/4 of the way out into the offensive zone, comes just above the circles to play the puck. Well, I forget who the player was, speeding down, just runs right into him, right? And this is one where a lot of people are saying clean play, good hit, clean goalie, clean play. Goalie came out to play the puck in the crease. Okay, yes and no. I agree. I get what everybody's saying. However, you have to realize that the goalie always is a defenseless player. His stick cannot control the puck the way a normal player does. He can't skate the way a normal player does. This is a big thing. He cannot. He can skate forward and backwards. He can slide left and right. He does not have the ability to make tight turns, to stop on a dime, to do the things. And not only that, he's weighted down, right?
Okay.
Heavily.
That being said, he made the conscious decision to get out of his crease and play the puck. And when a goaltender does that, they have to keep their head up or they're putting themselves in danger. His head wasn't up.
Well,
he did
at
not
the same time that his head
himself.
wasn't up, he was looking at the puck that he was about to play.
Yeah, you're not supposed to look at the puck. Your head stays up. Anyone that's ever played hockey knows head up. So he put himself in that situation. It was his choice. It was a clean play. The player shouldn't have been penalized for it. He tried to avoid the hit.
I looked at it. I
yes,
felt like
John
he
Hefner. Yes.
Well, I again, now let's say, okay, hold on. Let's look at the opposite side of that comment. He stays in the net. He gets faked out and lets a goal up. Then we're killing him for not coming out of the net and playing the puck earlier. Right?
Well, he's a backup for a reason. If you don't have the ability to control the puck outside of the crease, you don't leave the crease. You don't put yourself in danger. The goaltender did it to himself.
Well, actually, I don't think so. Rannta's been a starting goalie. I mean, they have a one. They don't have a 1 and a 2. They have a 1A, 1B. Right.
Nonetheless, he shouldn't have left the crease if he couldn't control the puck. If he couldn't keep his head up, like we tell every other hockey player to do, he shouldn't have left his crease.
Okay, I mean it's fair, but you got to look at both sides of the argument.
I can, but
while I think the hit was a clean hit, you're also not allowed to hit the goalie. So the penalty wasn't.
You're not allowed to hit the goalie in the crease.
No, you're not allowed to hit the goalie, period. No, even outside of the crease, you are not allowed to hit the goalie. You are not allowed to hit the goalie. You have to make every attempt to not touch him. Doesn't matter where he's at on the ice.
And he did.
Right?
If a goalie leaves their crease, they put themselves in that position, and the player did try to avoid him.
Player coming in with that much speed, you're not going to avoid him. No matter you're not.
You're not. But he tried.
Unless he snowed him, he wasn't going to avoid him. Right? Argument. Well, you know what, John? Oh, hey, I sent you a link, Lancy. I sent you a link if you want to jump on. Come on. We can talk about what's going on with the Blues. So I think that's enough on the Rannta, man. Marianne, thank you so much. We're glad we could get that. He tried to avoid him. Might have got a little elbow, but he tried to avoid him, wasn't trying to take him out. Again, other than with that much speed, other than snowing him, we're going to hit him.
Yeah, but the goaltender has to keep his head up, and he didn't.
I get it, but I don't. I mean, and it's just, it's a tough play. It's a tough play all the way around. I don't think it should have been the major. I think it should have just been a 2-minute roughing.
I could have lived with that, but the major, no.
Yeah,
it wasn't like he
I do think
intentionally
I did look at it.
did
I didn't think it was a major. I thought it should have been a 2-minute minor, and that. I'll tell you what. So we're having this issue again already. We're 10 games, a little over 12, 15% into the season, 12%, and we are dealing with bad officiating, right?
Well, I mean,
So
really, it wasn't going to go away. It was so horrendous last season. So
yeah, well, a lot of the guys that were a lot of the senior officials left.
mhm.
Right? You had a lot of guys retire. Tim Peel, forced out. He was going to retire anyways. But you had a lot of officials retire, and you're getting a lot of younger officials that don't have game speed experience,
Mhm.
and that's something. I'd actually like. I'll tell you something. I'd like to see. I'd like to see officials start as linesmen and then move to officials. So
Mhm.
you're a linesman for 5 years or so, and then you move to an official, right? Because a linesman's going to know the same things. And
Yeah.
I also would love to see the linesmen have a little bit more authority when it comes to certain penalties,
Yeah.
right? I'd like to see them more, not per se the what I call judgment penalties, but
Mhm.
procedural penalties,
Yeah.
right? Hand passes, um, stuff like that. Things like that. The stuff that's cut and dry. I would
Mhm.
absolutely love to see them get more into it. Right. Ryan O'Reilly is 4th overall in the faceoff dot, and this is since 2018. This season he's number 1. He's like 60 something percent. It's great what he's doing. It's great what the team's doing. Now I will say that. The one thing that I was thinking about, and I got to do some research. I haven't seen it. Oh, Jamie Rivers, my boy Jamie Rivers is on today.
Oh.
Right? He's all grayed out now. He wasn't grayed out when I was talking to him. He's all grayed out now. The Kachuk boys did that to him. But he looks good in his tie. He looks good. You look at Federico. Federico's like 60 something years old. He does not look 60 something years old, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He's like almost 70. I know he's close to 70,
Mhm.
right? And he just does not look it at all. Does not look it at all. He just absolutely looks fantastic. And then you got JK in the background just staring them down. I love it. No, you're seeing a lot of really good play, and you're seeing COVID. Last season, we didn't have a player have COVID until almost the end of the
Mhm.
season. And then the first player we had was a false positive, and he was off the list,
Yep.
right? Like he missed one game, and that was it, and he was off and back with the team. So but this season we are having positives. The guys are, and basically what's happening is they're being systematic. They're getting their 10 days and going
Mhm.
on. The symptoms are mild, and that's because of the vaccine. Because they got the vaccine, they have mild symptoms.
Mhm.
They're able to get right back at it. But we're seeing COVID run through the team right now. I'll tell you what, I am happy that it's happening now.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I would much rather it be at the start of the season where we have time to recover than when we're trying to make a playoff run and then bam, everybody's out.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you also look at what's happening with other teams around the league. Like when we played the Sharks, they had 7 guys out,
Mhm.
7 guys out plus a coach with COVID. So
Yeah.
things aren't as bad as they thought. Um, let's cover up some comments. Can't remember what game it was for the Blues, but young kids can figure out a few plays that seemed to take forever. That linesman had to take care of it. Yeah, that was a couple games ago. That was
That was the Kings.
Kings game, or
Mhm.
was it the Avalanche game? No, it was the
No, it was the Kings.
Kings game. Yeah, one of the Kings games. That's right. One of the Kings games. Hi guys, I'm going to be able to watch this show. I'm only going to be able because I'm on break at work right now. I won't be able to watch intermissions or post game. Sorry, no problem, Chris. We appreciate
Yeah,
any time you can show up when we know you share the show. Was it Brady that just got the captain? Oh yeah. Whoops. That's right. Brady Kachuk just got captain of the Flames, right? So really, congrats on him. Saying it was the Kings game, and yeah, I thought it was the Kings. I can see how cap issues would be an issue with people out with COVID. The league messed up on this one. Well, so there's one thing with this that I've been thinking about, and I sent some questions out, and I haven't gotten a solid answer yet. So if these guys are symptomatic and have to miss the 10 days, right? Yeah, with the Senators. So maybe I said it wrong. They have to miss 10 days. That's 5 games with the way the schedule is right now. I had it up earlier. Unfortunately, I don't have it up now because my computer shut down on me. But they're going to miss 5 games. Well, Mikkola doesn't play. You know, he's playing every 4th game. So why not take Mikkola and put him on LTIR?
Yeah.
And, right? Again, it's just a thought process. You put Mikkola on LTIR, he misses the 10 games, but you get the relief of his salary. You're able to bring in Prunovich, and with Mikkola's salary, I think he's a little over. I don't think he's a 750 guy. I think he's a little higher than that. He might be able to bring in, Prunovich or somebody else because of that, right? Since Prunovich's salary is a little bit higher, they couldn't bring him in. They had to bring in a veteran whose daily salary was less, right? And I forget Rosen. They brought in Rosen. Yeah. He's only got like 12 games of experience though, so he's still a younger guy. He's playing on the bottom pair with Bortuzzo, and you have Wallman playing up with Parayko, which I really like. Which I really, really like. Is that possible? Does the NHL have to approve it? Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. Good point, Guy. That would be a good way out of it. That's what I'm trying to find out. An illness is an illness, right? If you have a long-term illness, wouldn't you be able to put somebody on LTIR, right? And for example, let's look at Jonathan Toews. Jonathan Toews was on LTIR last season, missed the entire season, not due to an injury, but due to an illness, right? COVID is an illness. If it can be considered a long-term illness, why couldn't you put him there?
It makes sense, but I don't know if they're even prepared for it. I don't think they expected, with everyone being fully vaccinated, to be hit this hard.
Yeah, well, no one did. No one expected to be hit this hard. Alex says, I'm torn. Mostly my wife wants to watch Yellowstone, and I want to watch the game. What do? No. You go to the other TV, right? And you keep watching the BlueNote fan report, the hockey fan report, because we love you. Great point with Toews. Yeah. Is there a minimum of 10 games? So that's why, no, you don't tape the game. You tape Yellowstone.
Yeah.
You tape Yellowstone. That's, you DVR that one. I'm sorry. Right. You can always go back and watch the drama. I mean, hell, I've been watching on Apple TV. I'm like becoming an Apple TV addict. I've like Ted Lasso. They have 2 seasons. I think it's 22 episodes. I've watched every episode at least 4 times.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's how good it is. And then there's a new series, Acapulco. I've watched all of those episodes 3 or 4 times. I mean, because you learn from it. You learn things you missed the first time. And then they got another series, The Morning Show, that I've been watching. That's really good. Uh-oh. Somebody needed a kiss.
Yep, she loves her kiss time.
Right? I'm really excited about this game tonight. This game, first of all, the Ducks aren't the Ducks. Okay? They're not the loser team that everybody thinks they are. The Ducks have a good record. Yeah. Right? They have a good record against the Blues too in general. 3. I think they're 5-3 or 5-2-3 or something like that. They've played 9 games. They've got a decent record. I did see that. Right? Standings is here. The Ducks have a decent record. And they also have a winning record against the Blues all time. You know, that's something to look at. Except we did win last year in our series. Yes, we did. We did win the series. I think we were 5-1-2. I think it was. So the Ducks have played 12 games. They're 5-4-3 with 13 points, sitting at the top of the wild card. They've won 3 straight. They've got a good home streak. I think they got a 2-game home winning streak, something like that. The TV's got Wallman and Parayko, Scandella and Falk, Rosen with, like we talked about with Bortuzzo. Good luck to Rosen. I hope he plays good tonight. I hope he gets minutes. That's the one
I
thing
do
when you get a
too.
guy like that. Then unfortunately the coach will shorten the bench up, especially on the defensive side. Kennedy says, "I'm getting a divorce." Windy, windy. Happy Coalition is gone. I had to open a bottle of champagne for him to be gone. Yeah, that was I'll tell you what, I really wish my site wasn't down because I got an article and I'm gonna see if I can put it out somewhere else. But I'm gonna put out why I think that now is the time for the Chicago Blackhawks to trade both Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane, and then go to Fleury, even though they offered him to not be moved, to see if he'd be willing to be moved. Because I'll tell you what, if I'm the GM or if I'm the owner and I'm looking at all this bad press and all this negativity that's coming my way, coming our way, I'm going to say, you know what? I don't care whether you were part of it or not. If you were here then, you're gone. I need symbolically to start new. Now, the one thing, both their contracts are up are in 21, 22, 23, right? And so, you could just kind of let that play out. But I think if you let it play out, that negative is still going to come.
Yes, it
right?
is.
It's still going to come. Kennedy's going, Fleury is a beast and one of my favorite goalies of all time. I'll tell you what, recently, goalie moves have made me change my mind about how important a goalie is. Right? And this goes to your Binnington argument. Right? You look at Bennington, and we've constantly said, oh, it's the defense and this, and we've had that argument. But I look at, first of all, let's go to Grubauer. Grubauer goes to Seattle, and he's getting pounded. I think he's got like a 3.5 goals against average, right? Fleury goes to Chicago, and he's getting pounded, right? He's got a really, and not only that, and then you have Lanier in Vegas, who, the man getting pounded. And now you have Talbot in with the Wild coming around but having issues. You have you're gonna kill me. I can't think of the name of the goalie for the Avalanche. I've been pounding on him.
Yeah, and
He used to be.
I have
he used
too,
to be
but
the goalie
I'm blanking
for.
it. Hold on.
Yeah, he used to be the goalie for Arizona, right? But you're seeing these goalies get
Kemper, Darcy
nailed. Kemper, right? Yeah. So you're seeing these goalies just getting nailed. What you're seeing though, the goalies that are having great starts have solid defenses. That is the difference right now. Yeah, everybody's getting me, because we got to remember they're on about a 30-second to a minute delay.
Yeah.
So the comments are coming after, right? But Flower isn't in the net tonight, but made a new mask, so maybe the new mask will bring him some luck. Well, and when he gets can he make a new defense? I think that might help him. That definitely. Chris Lambert says Flair needs to be traded. Part of the deal with him. So when he got traded to the Blackhawks, he actually straight up said, I'm going to retire. And they said, hey, come to us. We won't trade you. You'll stay with us the whole year. They may need to renege on that. I really think so. And I think
they really need to have a conversation with him, because it wouldn't even just be just to, get rid of him to have space. It would be so you have a chance to end your career strong.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Absolutely with you on that.
And I'm pretty sure if they tried Pittsburgh, where he started, he would probably go for that.
No, I don't think so. I think the way that Pittsburgh deal fell out with Matt Murray, that they wouldn't. Well, they did win their first game. They did win a game the other night, so they finally got their first win. So I know they have a win. They're not, and not only that, Arizona got a win finally.
Yes.
So I think for me, and I seen the question earlier. I haven't got to it. Where would guys like 1-9-2? See, I knew that, Wendy. Guys like Taze and Kane go. Well, I'll tell you what, Kane, I think, needs to go to either, and it depends on who he, because they've got no trade clauses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to approve. They can give a list, right? I could see him going to the Rangers. I could see him going to the Islander. I see him going to a team that is ready to win a cup now, right? That could make some trades to match up with the cap, right? To make cap room. And that's the biggest thing with that is going to be the cap room. But I think that there's always a trade to be made if you want to make it. And that's the thing. And I think that every team knows that, right? Okay, I'm gonna be $4 million over the cap. Well, I got 4 guys that are $1 million guys. I'm gonna just send them down or waive them, right? Because this guy's gonna be more than those guys, and then I can bring up, $750,000 guy, or I can do some other, stuff to get a guy up in there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Arizona is still the ultimate trash team, and so is their baseball team. Well, Chris, I don't want to go that far, but I think Arizona again, I'll tell you what I am seeing right now that I really like in the league as we're getting closer and closer to the Blues game. And a couple things are happening tonight with the Blues, but what I'm seeing is Detroit starting to play good hockey, right? But when I came on, they were up on the Knights 3-1. Right, they were playing the Knights really tough, and our boy Fabry had a goal in that one. Fabry is starting to become the face of that team.
Yeah,
give it to him. Right, we didn't have room for him, so we traded him to Detroit for Marco Scandella, and voila, Fleury is starting to definitely. I don't know what the right word is, but he's flourishing.
Yes,
right? He's flowering, he's blooming. Right, does that make sense?
He's in bloom.
Yep. So we're getting pretty close to the start of the game. So what's your prediction for tonight there?
I'm going to say that we're going to come out strong. We got the captain back, so I think we win 4-2.
Oh, I was wrong. It was De La Rose that was traded for, not Scandella. Okay, sorry. That's right. Scandella was from Montreal. My bad. Scandella, we got Scandella right after not Bortuzzo.
Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester.
After Bouwmeester went down. Right. Devin Dayton saying 5-3. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be right. I like Bennington coming back. I wish Bennington would have played against the Sharks. I like him coming into this game. I know the Ducks are hungry. I know Getzlaf is hungry. We have a team that has an offense that is starting to click. I want to see it click more. I want to see it really get in there and score goals. I have Bennington tonight in my fantasy league, so I need minuscule goals against. I'll tell you what I would hope for is a 2-1 overtime win or a 1-0 overtime win. Either one of those would be absolutely perfect for me. Right? A 1-0 overtime shutout would make me win this week. And put me even with the Avalanche, who are 2 points ahead of me. So that's what I'm looking for. Yes, I'm talking about my fantasy sports again.
Hey, it's hockey.
Yeah, it's a fun way to look at the game and see things. Let me see. I'm going to check on my fantasy team here right now real quick. Give an update. I am winning 11, 10, and 5. I have Fabry today, who's gotten me a power play goal. 3 shots on goals, 2 hits, and a giveaway with a +1. Marcia Shaw is a +1 with a goal and a point. Ooh, good to go. I got Neil today, O'Reilly, and Thomas. With Bennington, I will be playing Fabry, Ben, and Getzlaf. Flipa Zadina is in. He's gotten an assist and a point for a +1. So on plus minus, I'm getting killed. I need my guys to get a lot of goals to get some pluses. I need +4 to tie. But I'm ahead in goals, assists, and points. That's good. Need a game-winning goal today. I'm ahead in power play points. Could use a shorthanded point. Could use a hat trick or an overtime point. So those are the things I'm looking for today. Just kind of going with what I got. And, we can always talk about my fantasy team later. Devin says, hope I'm wrong. Kodiak White says, I think it's going to be a close score since the Ducks look good too. Yeah, the Ducks look better today. Stephen Glass says 3-2. I'm impressed with the Western or the Pacific Division. Some of those teams that we thought were not going to be good are figuring it out, right? And I think that bodes well for the league. I think having the Canadian teams back. Oh, the milestones today. Coach Berube is coaching in his 200th game, right? He is the 5th Blues coach to reach that milestone, 4th or 5th. And then not only that, David Perron will tie the great Bobby Plager for 10th overall in games played. I think it's 875 or something like that, or 675. So he's up there. So he's moving up the list. And I know Tarasenko with his goals and points could also move up the list a little bit. So I'll tell you what, I love kids are fighting. See you at intermission. Okay, Alex, we'll see you at intermission, bud. Everybody's dropping off anyways. So I love that Tarasenko is like almost leading the team in assists. He's a +6,
He's leading in points.
Yeah, he's 11 points. I think he's got 6 assists, 5 goals, 6 assists. That right there, it's going to come for him. We talked about that preseason. I talked about it a lot. I said, once it comes, it's going to come. And that's what you're seeing happening. And I also think he's a happy player out there. I think all this stuff, right? I put a post out today, and I think I wrote it in my article that I can't go and look at right now because of the website being down. The first lie always wins, right? Jeremy Rutherford got out there with what could be considered the first lie. And I don't want to say the left for his lying, but he took what he had and used it and based on.
Well, all along I've been saying he's just saying whatever will sell an article. Right now, he's just saying whatever will stir the pot to get him reads on the Athletic.
And I'm starting to feel that way from him, right? And I hate to say that, but because I write what I want people to read, but I also want to write what's in my heart and what's true too.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to tear down a player if he doesn't need to be torn down. And that's kind of the way I look at it. Right?
Exactly. I feel the same way, but we are the little ones. So when you're writing an article, you get the liberty of that. You don't have anyone breathing down your neck to, sell this, sell that. So he might
I do have myself breathing down my neck.
Well, yes, but you don't have somebody that, holds your job in his hand.
Well, kind of. But I get what you're saying. But it's just right now, I would really like to just let this season, I want to see the season keep playing like it's supposed to. Because I really do feel like something special could come out of this season. But at the same time, I'm not holding my breath. I'm taking my time. I'm seeing what's going to happen before I get too excited, right? Been around way too long. Glad he came back strong, in my opinion. His best start to a season, being an alternate captain. Oh, I think it's his best start to a season, period, other than him scoring 2 goals on his first 2 shots.
Yeah. Isn't this the game that Ryan Green's going to be at?
Oh, yeah. Ryan Green is going to – that's why he hasn't been on. He's at the game today. Right? So Ryan, man, have a great game. Looks like the game is getting really close to starting out there in Anaheim at the Honda Center. Used to be the Duck Pond. I still call it the Duck Pond. I call it the Duck Pond. I call SAP Center the Shark Tank. Right? I mean, that's what I thought of them. So that's how I look at it. Not Brewers. What do you guys think of the Kraken? Kodiak, we'll talk about that later. So goalie matchups, you have Bennington, who is 5-1-1 with a 2.42 and a 9.29, which are some pretty good numbers, against John Gibson, the veteran. 8 games, 4-2-2, 2.57, and I didn't get to see the end. I missed that. Brad Pond says, "Me too. Go. I trust you." I said that part. I'm not sure what he meant by there, but let's look at this game as, if you win it, it's a successful road trip no matter what happens in Winnipeg. Right? You will be 2-0-1. That's a successful road trip.
Yep.
4-game road trip, 8 points. You get 5 of them before you ever play the last game. Good to go, right?
Yes.
So.
Okay.
I'm not sure who you're asking there, Brad.
Me either, Brad. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah. I know Shin went back to St. Louis. He possibly could play in the Nashville game. I haven't heard anything more than that. I just know that he's on IR. Right? That's all I know is he's on IR. I know that we've got maybe he's asking about
I didn't think he was on IR because they haven't said anything yet.
Oh no, if you look at the notes that I put you, he's on IR.
Well, then we wouldn't have any problems pulling anyone up, because if he's on IR, we get the cap
IR
space.
is not cap relief, only LTIR. Yeah, so that's a misconception. IR is a roster relief.
Okay.
Not a cap relief. So if you put a guy on IR, you can bring a guy up and have an extra guy, on the 23-man roster now. But you still have to be within your cap.
Gotcha.
Right? So that's the difference there. So should be a good game tonight. Actually, all the games are running about 10 to 15 minutes behind their normal. I've been noticing that today. I noticed that with the Vegas game, and I also noticed it with the Nashville Chicago game. I don't know where that game's at, what the score of that one is. I haven't had a chance to look yet. Let's see. Let's get some scores in here real quick. So Detroit is up 4-2 on Vegas with 9:30 or so to go in the third. Chicago and Nashville are tied at 0 with 14:50 to go, almost 14 and a half to go in the second. The Rangers and the Islanders in a while will just be starting, along with the Blues in Anaheim, which is almost at puck drop. And then Dallas and Vancouver is later tonight. Okay, Ashley, thank you. I think we had a great show. Let's see you all at the intermission. This is Guy the Hawaii Blues fan for Ashley Slapshot Jones saying aloha, mahalo, and we'll see you on the first.